All right, that gives us to the question of, all right, let's say you got these churches established, and now you got the living apostles walking around. So you can ask them a question. They're also teaching the churches. They can correct information. So to answer the question, how did the early Christians, when they didn't have the New Testament, it wasn't written yet, how did they know what was orthodox and what was not? Well, you got the living boys that are right there, the authoritative ones. And I always think of the fact of, if they can come in and raise the dead, I mean, that catches your attention. You know what I mean? You got to say, we got to listen to this boy. If he can heal people that are sick, do exorcisms, and these things that just mark you as being a special person. These guys are walking around, and they were the ones that spent time with Jesus, and they're sharing this information, what's right, what's wrong. But besides that, when they're not there, the churches had what you call the creedal statements or the statements of belief.
What I call schooling.
Okay. Tell me what that is and how do you know it?
Well, the schooling are these little short, crisp, concentrated pockets of doctrinal statement. They are doctrinal summaries. And they're real short. Romans 1, 2-4 talks about Jesus both being human and divine in the same sentence. 1 Corinthians 8, 4-6 talks about there being many gods and many lords in the world, but for us, for Christians, there's one God the Father and one Lord Jesus Christ, equating the Father and the Son. You've got statements like 1 Corinthians 15 about the resurrection that talks about the bodily nature of the resurrection, and resurrection in 3 days. Well, that Christ died according to the Scriptures, that He was buried, and on the third day He was raised according to the Scriptures, and then there's a list of appearances that follows.
And Paul says, what I received, I passed on to you. So how far does this go back?
It goes, to use the words of that great theologian, Chris Berman, it goes back to the beginning. What we've got here is that what Paul is saying here is the message that converted me in the middle 30s, okay, is the message we're still passing on to you as I write to you in the 50s. And so there's this message that we know was there from the very beginning. No one doubts that the disciples were absolutely convinced that Jesus Christ was raised from the dead. Right. What they debate is what generated that experience.